Hello guys, we're back. We're going to work on the cover. So I stuck to my original plan and I'm going to use this for my cover. I'm going to do a little trimming. This is a pocket card that I trimmed down to fit still the 4x6. So I wanted 4x6 here. So I trimmed down my image to fit on the 4x6 background by 1/4 of an inch. Sentiment, side, this is my spine right here, okay? And this is going to be my back cover. Now, I want to do a little bit of something festive for these edges. If you have those metal edge things, that would be great. But I don't have that stuff. And again, I'm simple. So I'm going to do some flocking. I chose white flocking and red. I'm going to see which one looks best. I test things. I'm a big tester. All right. And a lot of people ask me, Kathy, is this going to work? I have no idea because I probably haven't tried it. So what I always recommend is test, always test. All right. But before I get to this, I had a few questions and I want to answer them. Questions are always good. So I used two stamps. I showed two place photo here stamps. This one here in particular. This one is by Judith, Stamps by Judith, and the item number is, as you can see there on your screen. Now I'll leave it there long enough so you guys can pause and do your thing, okay? And then the next one is, and I'll show you a sample. All right. The next one I showed is this. So this is the Stamps by Judith stamp. It says place photo here. And then I showed another one, of course. Oh, here it is. I pulled it out. I thought I was gonna be ready for you all. This one, which is super duper fun, but they each have their place. All right. So this one is by Kathryn Scraps, and you can find this stamp in particular on her website, and there's the address, the URL, so you can look for her stamp on there. All right, guys. And then the other question I had was the other question I got was um, that they have problems coordinating papers. I agree with you guys. I have this problem all the time with some paper collections are easier to coordinate than others. Other paper collections get pretty artsy and they have all sorts of prints and patterns that you're like, these colors don't jive. Like, for instance, this one has a variation of colors where you can easily, and and it's kind of hard now because I don't have scraps of the colors I need, but you can easily pair up a green, a red, a black, a white, anything of that sort. But then I brought examples. I have papers like, for instance, this album was challenging for me to pair up my papers. And this is the Everyday Life Large album, right? It was very challenging because it had all sorts of patterns and prints that didn't necessarily match, but they coordinate. And some people think about only matchy-matchy, where there has to be the same colors. I like to think about paper. I treat paper like I would fashion. Okay. I think about, would I wear these pants with this shirt? Or would I wear this skirt with this blouse? Or would I want to wear a dress where the pattern is repetitive all over? So for instance, all right, that's the way I think about it when I pull out paper. Here is an example of pants and shirt, or skirt and shirt, or blouse, excuse me. And then when it gets hairy, this is an example of a dress. This paper is so pretty. All right, but look at it's everywhere here. See, I covered this whole thing. I didn't want it to be choppy, so I used the same paper throughout. So when you do not know what to do with a paper and you get stuck, take that 12 by 12 sheet of paper, cut it up and cover your entire area. As you can see, you break it up with the embellishing, okay? I promise you, don't let it uh, it's going to frustrate you. I can't tell you how to feel, but don't let it stop you from continuing your project and enjoying the process. If you can't figure it out, turn the page and do something else, and then you go back to it. I do it all the time. All right, so again, if you want to use that analogy, kind of tackle it like you would your attire. And if you're a plain person and you don't know how to mix and match patterns, hello, how beautiful is this? Look, all of this is the same pattern paper. Why? Because I really couldn't. This blue didn't go with it. This floral didn't go with it. This unicorn paper didn't go with it. So I chose to do this look, and look how beautiful it is when you break it up with your embellishing. Okay, it's sometimes easier to break up the pattern with the embellishing. Okay, so very good examples. Again, look at these three patterns here. But I would, obviously, I'm not going to wear unicorns, but I'm talking about the colors. These are things I would wear together. So I think about that. All right. And here, this is another example. I didn't know what the heck to do with this paper. So boom, I covered the entire thing, added a little bit of floral. Had I added this floral down here in this pocket, it would have been too choppy and this would not look as pretty as it does right now. All right, so think of it that way. See, large areas of the same pattern because it's easier. It's so much easier. Don't let it get to you guys, all right? Look, same pattern, top and bottom. I brought it over here. Used this pink had a little bit of that blue in it, so I threw it down there. But if I didn't know what to do with it, there would have been more music pattern over here. All right, so there's a quick example of that. And when you have a really large picture, it's very, I call it the crossover method. You just cross it over to cut it here to fit, and you keep that large image. All right. And hopefully I'll have an example of that to show you soon. But anyway, let's continue. So let's do our cover. Hopefully that was helpful. So few elements for our cover. I've got some flocking, and again, I test everything because it's the only way you're going to know. So I'm going to test the white flocking on the black, and I'm going to test the red flocking on the black to see how the red looks with here. Here, this tells me, not so good. But let's test it. Why not? Okay. I may not like any of them. I may wind up using none, but I don't know unless I test. This flocking is from Inkadinkado. All right. And what is flocking? Is like a little fuzzy powder that gives you some texture, a little fuzzy texture to whatever surface you apply it to. Okay, so let's open this up. And of course, it's got like, it's Fort Knox to get up in here. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm opening it wrong. All right, I need a little bit of a surface so I can pick up. So I have so much of this. So let me use this. This is the backing to remember that, the sticker backing? Okay, so I've got to close the screen out here because if not, you guys are going to hear the constant, hang on guys, the constant buzzing. Okay, so let's test the red flocking. And I'm also, let me just, might as well add my a 1/4 inch strip here so I can just get it over with. This is the white. So I like to use tape. Okay, you can probably use other things. Do I know if it works? I don't know because I haven't tested it. All you have to do is test, my friends. So you press the flocking. So it gives you this nice powdery kind of teddy bear, fluffy kind of finish, which I love. Oh, I like the white already. So I want to add this flocking back to, see these containers, I must say, not my fave because you can't get the product back in there. Interesting. I like a container where you can pop the cap off and you have a wide opening where you can put the product back in, but whatever. And over here, let's open this one. In hindsight, let me tell you, I wish I would have bought every single container of flocking that Martha Stewart made. I did not. And her glitters are also fantastic. And they don't make them anymore, and I love them. I did find another glitter that's fantastic that the name escapes me. Hopefully I'll remember to find it and show you in another video. Okay, I can tell already this is not going to work. This is too bright. So, I think I'm going to do some fuzzy white. Or maybe nothing. We'll see. Well, let me see when I peel it off. Hold on. Maybe. May look a little promising. It looks more orangey than red to me on this black. Yeah, see this no good. The colors are way off, but I do like the white. The white is cute there. So let's do it. Let me get rid of this. All right, let me organize my work surface because I've got a hot mess going on over here. So I'm going to put the red away because I'm not going to use the red. I'm going to use the white. Let me get my elements together. These are my elements over here. I'm going to put all this back in my little envelopes. And I'll show you how the next video will be embellishing. I'm just going to pile it up here on top just for now because I'm going to pull these out just momentarily. Alrighty. So put that to the side. All right. Okay, now I feel like I can do some things. I've got some space. So again, testing, very important. So before we do the flocking or anything, I'm going to prep everything. Okay. Whoopsie. Obviously, these have to be moved because they're constantly falling. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ink. Then I'm going to tape. Okay. So I really hope that you found a few things that were helpful here, guys. This video is not intended to change your method of matting, but however, enhance it, get some ideas on how you improve your process, okay? It's sometimes the number one, I don't want to say complaint or concern that I get from crafters who make my projects is matting. Matting is always an issue. They construct the projects like it's nobody's business, but they get stuck on the matting. I will give you we'll have another quick little video series on matting for the landscape one. And that one will be a completely different style of paper. So hopefully that will help you. Still Christmas, but oh, I'm going to cut this down. So I'm not going to ink that just yet. So inking. Not too much again, just covering up the white core of the paper. What is this? This is nothing. Okay, over there, but a good strip. Let's not get rid of it. So this back paper, I cut it down 1/8 of an inch smaller than the surface I'm going to mat. Okay, so this I also have to do the same. All right, sorry guys, you're going to hear my dogs barking in the background. I've got people at the door, so you will hear that. All right. And then 1/8 of an inch off here, top and bottom, and I think that should do it. Let's see. Ah, perfection. Let's make sure these two line up. Okay, I gotta whack off just a hair off of this one because I want them to be exactly the same. Alrighty. Just a hair. Whoa. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. And I'm sure I'm gonna have to trim that other one just a teeny bit, the spine piece. Let's see. Yep, same amount. I gotta take it off. I'm gonna do top and bottom so I can have a nice even a centered, nicely centered piece here. And I got to move my camera just a little bit so you guys can see when I'm all the way down here. Darn it, it's such a sliver that my trimmer didn't get it quite. So let's help it out a little bit with some scissors. All right, beautiful. All right, my friends. So a couple things I'm going to do. Did I ink everything? No, I didn't. One more inking. Could also use glitter if you want to, guys. I just decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of glitter, I am covered in glitter. All right, everything is prepped. Now let's tape everything up. All right, so this, I'm going to use glue. All right, just around the perimeter. So I'm going to add a little bit of tape in the center to get this down. But I'm not going to lose my marbles trying to get tape around this edge here. So I'm just going to do tape around the straight edges, and then I'll use glue around the fancy edges, which coincidentally, I still don't know where my glue is. Ha! Not good. That is mind-boggling to me, guys, that I don't know where my glue is. Oh well, let's continue. All right, so that would be glue on that edge. This will be tape. All right, and I'm going to tape everything up the way I normally would. Nothing different here. And if I'm not mistaken, that is my last bottle of glue because I ordered some more glue. So it's not like I could just get another one. Oh, I see it. It's behind me. Yay! Found my glue. Okay. Taping up. Everything gets tape around the perimeter. I do not apply my tape right on the edge. I'm close enough to the edge that you can taste it, guys, but I'm not right on the edge, and there's a reason for that. When you use tape and you bring it all the way to the edge, somehow, some way, you always manage to get tape hanging over that edge. What happens? Dust will collect there in that adhesive, and I don't like that. So my tape is just, and you probably cannot see it, but it's just right at that edge. I mean, if you get it on the edge, who cares? I'm just letting you know that you may want to be careful to not get it right on that edge so you don't get that issue of dust collecting on the edges of your project. That's it. All right? It's not terrible, just a little tip. And still, same method of tape around the perimeter and then a little bit in the center. This tool that I'm using to cut my tape is not a tape cutter. This is called the Perfect Trim Ruler. It's actually a mitering tool and it works perfectly for cutting your tape. You save your hands from constant tearing, tearing, tearing. Some people like to cut their tape with their scissors. I don't. I can't. I don't have that coordination. This works well for me. Or sometimes I use my hands. It all depends how neat I need the cut to be, the break. Okay? Sometimes I don't care about the break. In this case, I do care about the break, meaning that, I want it to butt up perfectly against the edge. All right, so I've got all of my elements taped up. I'm going to save myself a couple of steps just to kind of clear my desk, right? So that when I move on to the flocking, I have a really nice work area. So these two are going to layer, so why not uh, layer them now and get those consolidated, right? Why not consolidate these two pieces? Very carefully layer them. This is on your cover. It's a focal point. You don't want to stick this on crooked. All right, no pressure. Okay, so now we've eliminated one piece, right? Because now we have this nice layered piece. Here we can't do anything with that. We can't do anything with this. And this we can do nothing. I do need to ink on the top and the bottom. All right, my friends. So I'd like to get an idea of where I am going to put my tape down. So I got this really wide tape, and I just want to be sure that I'm lining everything up. So I use that paper as my guide. Remember, we're still working with that 1/8 inch border, right? Let's not forget that. So there's my tape, and now I use this tool to get a perfect break, nice and slow. Because wherever there is tape, that's where the flocking will be. If you get your tape crooked, your flocking will be crooked, okay? I'm also going to do it right here. Just want a little bit of flocking in between my pieces. Top and bottom is truly what I'm worrying about here. Get a nice clean break. That didn't work out too well, but when I wrap anything around the edge, I do it in the folded position. All right, very gently. I don't stretch anything out. This will reduce the likelihood of your paper cracking. Also, when you're wrapping pattern paper around your spine, a lot of people complain that their spine cracks. Part of the reason for that is, I'm not going to tell you this is going to work on every paper because there are some papers that just tend to crack, period. All right. But to reduce the likelihood of cracking, you want to wrap it around whatever surface you need to cover in the folded position. Do not do it like this. All right. When you do it like this, you're stretching out the paper and you're losing that natural curve or turn. All right. So if you do it in the folded position, it's going to lift, but then you press down very gently until it covers that entire area. Okay. Promise you, you're going to love that. And I give you lots of examples of these in my various projects, guys. I can't absolutely cover everything. All right, but if you take my classes, if you do my projects, I always recommend the tutorial and video combo. There's always tips in there. But a lot of you that have been following me for a long time know my method, so you just get the tutorial only, and it's a piece of cake, right? So, for those of you who are new, I recommend the tutorial and video combos. For those of you who have been with me for a while and know my methods, I recommend just the tutorial only. You'll be able to bang these projects out. Okay, so very, very important. Before you start adding your pattern paper, make sure that you are in the right orientation. How many times have I covered a surface and everything winds up being upside down? I want to scream. Okay? So be careful. All right, guys. So I'm going to remove the tape backing. Open up your book. Make sure it's right side up. Do it for your own good. You know how terrible it is to finish an album and then stick something on the cover upside down? Or put your binding system in upside down. Oh my gosh, it's like the worst thing. Once again, I'm going to check again because I don't trust myself. So my deer are going in the right orientation. The verbiage here is in the right orientation. So now I'm confident that I can stick this right. Okay. So just be careful. Again, lining things up in that with that beautiful 1/8 of an inch border. To get that 1/8 of an inch border on the top, bottom, and on the side closest to you, go for the stick, guys. Okay. Notice I didn't remove the tape over here. There's a reason for that. All right. I'm just trying to eliminate some pieces. This one, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm trying to decide on whether I'm going to do flocking. I think I'm going to do flocking on top. Yep, I think I'm gonna. All right, let's do it. Let's try. I'm gonna test it on this side. Here, my tape is a little bit over, which makes me very unhappy. So I'm going to try to cut that. Oh, look at that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this. So what I was trying to decide was whether I was going to flock first and then put my pattern paper, or pattern paper and then flock. So I don't know. So I'm going to try one on each side and tell you which one worked best. All right, so paper. I need a paper where I'm going to be able to collect everything relatively quickly. And this was a very good surface. I was able to pick everything up. So I'm going to use this again. But I regret crumbling it up. Fun Sue, every time I break this paper out of the trash can, I think about you. So Fun Sue is just, her name is so appropriate. She's so much fun in my classes. She asks me 50,000 questions that I answered already before, so I get on her. And when I started using my Xyron, she's like, Kathy, you can save this paper. I'm like, for what? People, stop saving crap. Just throw it in the garbage. So she said you can stick stuff on it. I was like, whatever. I'm not saving nothing. And sure enough, midway through the class, I had to break out this paper because I needed a surface to stick something on. So, Fansu, every time I break this paper out the trash can, I think of you, darling. I think of you. So fun. All right, my friends, flocking time. You can open this up now to flock because it'll just be easier to, get a good coverage on the surface. All right, so I'm going to know if I'm going to regret this or not. Why? Because I have to stick my spine on, and my spine is going to have flocking on this side and not on this side. See, because I'm testing. So I may have to scrub my flocking off. You know the deal, guys. You know how it is. You guys craft. You know sometimes you do things you're like, I should have did this before. But it is what it is, my friends. Just keep it moving. Try to find the fix and do it. Again, can I say this enough? Enjoy the process, please. Oh, how pretty. I love it. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's this faint color here, which is what I was going for. I didn't want the stark white. So it's very, very pretty. I love, 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 love. Now, I will tell you this. So make sure you clean off because then you won't be able to stick your spine on. I will tell you this. Yep, I think you should stick this piece on first and then do your flocking. It's just going to be tricky because you have to do this flocking and this flocking, so you're going to have to open it. Find the middle of your book, stick this on so it won't stick to your work surface. And I'm going to tell you why. You probably have guessed it, because now my tape has to stick on this flocking. Okay? See how I become an expert? How do I become an expert? By testing. I make the project and I tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Test, test, test. Let's remove this tape backing now. Gently. Remember, wherever there's tape, that's where the material will stick. The substance will stick, and you want to be sure, make sure you're right side up. Checking one more time. And sticking this right down to your work, to the surface. So cute. Hopefully I'm straight, guys. Wish me luck. I swear my head was glued on crooked. Right, we'll see how this does taped right on top of that flocking. We'll see. We know that this one's going to be perfect, but not so sure about this one. If not, I'll just rip it up and retape it. I am good at ripping things up. All right, and then over here, try not to get too much powder residue on the tape, because what's going to happen is when you when you go, you're not going to get a lot of material, on there. You're not going to get a nice white look because you've covered the tape in just a light powder. So try to get a big chunk on so that you can press it in. Don't be cheap. So you can press it in, because if you get a light coating, that's it. There's not going to be no more tape action. Super duper cute. And I kind of did the same thing with the front and the back. Now I have to stick my front cover, so it's going to be sticking on the flocking. So again, just testing. If not, I could just always hit it with a little bit of glue and it will stick. The reason why I did that is because this side, no matter what, it's going to be glued on flocking because it has to be. So it's got to work, people. So now flocking on this side before I put my cover on. And I will not be picking this up at all. So again, a nice amount. Don't let the little fuzz go all over the place because you're not going to get it to stick. All right, like don't sprinkle all over because the little white pieces are going to flow everywhere and you're going to lose your sticky before you get a nice, good coating. Oh, my flocking finished. So now I'm going to get these big chunks and chunk it up over here. And I always buy 2 of everything because I'm sick in the head like that and I never want to run out of anything. See, like I did just now. So look what I got, a second flocking thingy. All right. All righty. Just about done with this. Now press it in, my friends, so you can get a really nice thick amount. Oh, I love the little fuzz fuzz. All right, so this little chunk is still good. Try to salvage what I can. I think that's quite full already. Again, crafting process, guys, you must deal. Watch me pick up my flocking. Gosh, does this pop off? Let's see, hold on. Well, I can't get it off. If it does, good job, Inkadinkado, getting that on there. But I want to put this away. I'm saving this because this is the only white I have left. And it's super cute. All right, let me stop being cheap. Cheap Kathy's coming out. All right, here we go, my friends. All right, so now let's clear out the desk one last time. One more time. I usually have a little vacuum cleaner handy, but it seems to be my son's favorite household gadget that I always have to go looking for it throughout the house because he steals my little vacuum cleaner. And once again, he has stole my vacuum cleaner. All right. I'm leaving this close by because more than likely I will be using this for my photo mats. So we'll leave that close by. Found my glue. This is the glue I use, guys. It's the Scotch Tacky glue, quick drying tacky glue. See, it wasn't too far away. And And over here, I'm just wiping this off my desk because I've already cleaned my work surface. And I've got to tell you, the tape sticks just fine to the flocking, my friends, so no worries there. Just clean up any of the flocking residue because then you're not going to be able to get sticky on your tape, okay? Or you lose the stickiness from your tape. All right. Okay, so remember I said I was going to do glue here because I was not going to waste my time with the tape. So for glue, away from your edge, because if you get it on your edge, you're going to smush it down and you're going to get glue everywhere. So try to get it on the edge. And let's go for this. I'm a happy girl, my friends. Happy girl, I tell you. Look at that. Just smush it down just a little bit. Let it do its thing. Burnish, please. Burnish, 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 just to ensure the stick. Don't burnish too hard on the glue because you don't want it oozing everywhere. Now you can go and burnish all around. I love it. It looks so icy and wintry over here. Very, very nice. And the fuzziness is just a bonus, guys. Really, really cute. All right, let's see what else. We'll get our little sentiment on here. And I'm going to put this right. Let's see. Here's what I'm going for in terms of symmetry. So I want the same amount of space around the top and the sides, and then then I decide where my sentiment goes. That determines where my sentiment will go. Alrighty, I need 2 brads, so let me grab those because I want to finish, whoopsie, I want to finish that off, and I'm going to stay in that wintry theme, so I'm going to get some silver ones, and these look a little ginormous, but I'll live. Let's see. No, I'm going to use these. I have these smaller brads in I think I still have these in my shop. I have a large, a medium, and a small brad. So I'm going to use the medium ones because the other one was too big. Too big. Okay. I like to cut the legs off my brads. Be very careful. Please. Press down just to get those legs nice and flat. And I also like to use glossy accents. Where is my glossy accents? I saw it somewhere around. There it is. So I'm going to do this first to give it an opportunity to dry, to get a little tacky. Ay, Dios mío. Whoa, whoa, mama. We don't need that much. Let's clean that up. Get a little little dab going. You can put your brad on there right away, or you can let it get a little tacky and then put your brad on, depending on how much time you have and how much patience you have. Alrighty, that is up to you. Whoopsie. Come on, little Brad. All right. Love. Now I'm going to stick this on while that is kind of drying, but it gives it a little time to get tacky. I'm all about prepping, guys. Prepping. Getting things done ahead of time to kind of minimize my wait time because boy, do I not have patience. So it's all about that. Give it a little bit of a zhuzh with some air. All right, so let's put this down. And again, you want to have the same border on all 3 sides. It's what you want to go for. Whoa, right there. Oh my gosh, how cute. And this, my friends, just slap it on there. You can add a backing to this if you want to. You can add some pattern paper to back it, but you don't need it, guys. You really don't. This is the end. So centering it to the space. You can back this to chipboard if you want to. Make it just a little bit, make it pop, but I don't care. I don't need that. It's up to you guys. All right, let's put the glue where it belongs, shall we? All right, so there is my cover. I am pretty happy with that. Think it's adorable. Now I will probably dab glue on these little dots, 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 and throw some glitter on there. But I have to wait for my brads to dry. Okay, but we can do that at the very end just to jazz up the cover a little bit. Here's our spine. Happy holidays. Cheers to a new year. Love that. And then the back cover with all the presents. And then you get the nice little fuzz on the edge, which is really cute. The white on the black gives you a really nice kind of subdued gray color, which is what I was going for. There's a lot of gray in this paper. All right, so it works back really nicely. Like here, it's more of it's not white. It's like a dingy, I hate to say dingy, but it's a dingy white. All right. This is the crisp white that we get here, but then we get more of that taupey grayish look here in the gifts, which I have to say works back beautifully. All right, my friends, I'm gonna stop this video and I'll be back with another video. If you don't see the video there, it's because it's not there yet. I get the question all the time, where is the next video? Hold on to your pants, people. When I get it done, it'll be uploaded. Bye-bye.